There are 3 things you need to know about the menopause. Number 1, if you've made it to the menopause, you've done bloody well in your life because you've been put through it, haven't you? You've had times you can't wear white shorts. You've had times where you've woken up and it looks like a murder scene. You've had to make a baby out of a tiny weeny little hole that's been like pushing a bloody watermelon out of a polo. Your hip joints have expanded to get that baby out. You fed it and nurtured it. And frankly, what this means is all of that is done. And the menopause is really the universe's way of telling you that your job is done and now it's time for you just to have fun and chill out and relax and spoil yourselves. That's the actual message behind the menopause. Number 2, people get away with it at certain ages, don't they? Like we say about teenagers, we say, oh, well, oh, teenagers, oh, they're big and massive of teenagers. Well, we need to adopt that more and more for menopausal or menopause so that you just go, yes, I'm being an arse because I'm menopausal or I've been through the menopause, which is kind of code speak for I don't really give a shit what you think anymore. I've been through the menopause and I'm going to behave just the way I please. We excuse teenagers for it. We absolutely need to excuse ourselves for it. And finally, and probably most importantly, well, actually 2 more things. Number 3, yes, is always, always, always put a moisturizer everywhere. Doesn't have to be expensive, doesn't have to be fancy. You don't have to be Victoria Beckham. Just buy some cheap moisturizer and put it everywhere. Put 1 thing in your car, 1 thing by your favourite seat in the lounge, 1 thing by the toilet, wherever you might sit your down, put moisturizer. Because even if you are pissed off, you're always better being pissed off when you're feeling a bit juicy or a bit moisturised. Moisturiser will make you feel better no matter how pissed off you are. Always pump it everywhere. I've got 1 in my car, 1 by my toilet, 1 in the lounge, 1 in the kitchen. Put it everywhere. And most importantly, the thing I really wanted to say was that, men are all right. I quite like them. Now and then, a couple of minutes here and there, maybe play with my nipples and off you go. And they do very well. We see them all over the place in the media, heading up organisations, in front of the camera. Strong men, tough men, aren't they great? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. But it's my experience that if men had to go through the things women go through as part of their lives, they'd never really make it. I always think the same about trans women. If trans women actually had to go through, like try and push a baby out a hole this big, well, yours might be this big, but mine's like this big, they'd never want to be trans women. They'd be like, that. And as much as men are great, women really have, if you've made it to menopause and beyond, you are part of a extreme sisterhood of sturdy warrior women. And I say that because wherever I go, when events are organised or groups are put together or someone's done the hard graft or 10,000 signatures have been found or someone's done the work behind the scenes that's relentless and arduous and difficult and doesn't involve much praise and doesn't involve standing on stages and waving your willy about and getting applause, it's always tough warrior women who are behind that and who make this stuff happen. So those are my thoughts about the menopause. A time to celebrate yourself, a time to moisturise, a time to behave exactly as you please, and a time to recognise that you have become one of the warrior women that keep this little world of ours spinning round.